Good evening, everybody. It's so nice to see you, Ronnie. You've got a little cooler weather up in northeastern Arizona. 67 degrees. You know, I would love 67 degrees. It's 49 here, and it's going to get down in the 20s tonight. Because here from around my how are you tonight? And there's Cactus Deb from Glendale, Arizona, 87 degrees down there in the valley. Oh my goodness. Eleanor, that's not your name. It's Joey. Hi, Joey. Nice to see you. A little cool today and most welcome to us. And who else we got? My friend Linda Shaw from New York. Well, actually, you all who are in here are my friends. So we'll go with that, okay? Um wow, we just had a whole bunch of people come in. Beverly Kramer from Central Wisconsin. Hello, Beverly. So good to see you. And Linda Eaton is here from Brisbane, Australia. Linda did you have your surgery? If so, I certainly hope you're feeling better. And Jean Brooks from Mount Vernon, Washington. Welcome, Jean. And there's Pam from Maine, the western side of Maine, not the coast. Lee is here from Indiana, and there's my buddy Nancy Naylor. They call Nancy and I Lucy and Ethel. I can't imagine why. Probably because that's the way we are together. And Mary Lou is here from Western New York. Hello. Charlene is here, 66 degrees out in Colorado. Lois from Delaware. And Debbie from Bloomington, Illinois. Well, Tracy, here's another one of yes, today we were all together and the shenanigans were nuts. We had so much fun. I love it when we have a quilting group of girls, we get together. It's just insanity. Donna is back in town. Welcome back. Oh, good, Linda. Linda says she can see without glasses except for reading. And my buddy from Michigander buddy Linda Lombardo is here, and Kelly's here from San Diego, California. My goodness, you know, we've got a lot of people in here tonight. And I know you were expecting Donnell, but she couldn't be here tonight, so you get stuck with me. Oh my goodness. Okay. So what's going on here, guys? I have wires everywhere simply because I could not get the cameras to work. So I've got two set up just in case we have any issues. Okay. Tonight, what I'm going to do is I am going to use a whole bunch of templates tonight. And what we're going to do is we are going to do an edge to edge. And I decided to call it falling leaves because that's what's happening outside. Nancy and I mentioned that today. Oh, hi, Deb. Made it in on time. You sure did. And Kathleen, thank you so much. I am happy to be here with you guys too. So, what I'm going to use tonight, I'm going to use my mini crosshairs. Okay, you'll see why. I am going to use the DMQ Maple Leaf template. I'm only going to use the two smallest leaves on here. And let me find the other one so I can give you the sizes. This is going to be the 3-inch maple leaf. And this is going to be the 4-inch maple leaf. Okay, so I'm going to use those. I'm also going to use the back to back set 1.5. Okay, I told you I'm using a whole bunch of templates tonight. I just went nuts when I started working on this. I'm going to also use the edge to edge template set. And I am going to use several of our mini spin effects. I know you guys probably think I've lost it, right? I'm going to pull it up here. Hi, Nancy. Nice to see you. Nancy is joining us in the morning from Victoria, Australia. Okay. Now, the other thing I've got is a different pen tonight. I really wanted to try this out. It's a fine line disappearing ink, air and water soluble. So we're going to check that out tonight. But the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to work kind of all the way around this. And this is a really can be used best for an edge to edge pattern. Okay, so I'm going to kind of start in upper left. I normally do that simply because I'm right-handed, and for us who are right-handed, or even if we're not, this is the normal way for us to work, left to right. I know the Southpaws, which Nancy is one of, they work the same direction as we do, but they just do it a little differently. So I am going to start now. Our leaves, I do have stable tape on both sides because we can flip them around, and we will. Okay, we're going to do lots of fun things here, or funny things, not really sure which. Gisela is here from Oregon. Hello, welcome. So good to see you. Okay, what I want to do is I want to decide on this first one where I want my connector to come out of. And I'm going to go kind of right here where the needle channel is. But the only one we can do it on is this one where we're going to start and stop in the same place. Otherwise, we're going to be doing some traveling, and we all know how to do that. It's not difficult, and I know you guys can. And yes, I have the big machine out. The big machine is out because I'm working on another project right now, and I need it. I am finishing up a quilt as you go queen plus size quilt, and I can't do it. I could do it on the 301, but it's just such a small machine that a big quilt like that will tend to push it around. Okay, there we go. So let's get moving around here. And this isn't not, I would not say this is a beginner template, maybe a confident beginner template. It's got lots of areas that we can maybe have a little bit of trouble. So you'll see that those areas, these spiky kind of places, I slow down quite a bit. Of course, I go slow anyway. But with those, I even slow down more. So there, get that thread out of the way. Now you can also, this would be gorgeous if you temp lead the feathers or the leaves, I'm sorry, with a beautiful multicolor reveal fabric that would easily represent fall. So now I'm going to come out of here and I want to come in this direction. Do you have to come in this direction? No, that's totally arbitrary. It just seemed like the way I want to go. I'm just picking things. I'm not really going with any, I don't have a pattern drawn out. So this is whatever I feel like doing is what we're going to do here, okay? So I'm going to come around here and I'm going to stop up at the top of this. I'm going to turn it around so you guys can see it. Okay. I'm going to stop. So I just have kind of a nice little swirl in there. Just There we go. Get that out of the way. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to lift my needle up. I'm sorry, lift my foot up first. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to lift my needle, which I can't do if my foot is up. I forgot about that. And I'm just going, I can't do that either. Okay, there we go. We're going to put it back. I'm just going to come over here and draw a crosshair. And this is a 6-point. It's just because it was the one I picked up. Again, no plan. We're just going for it. And what I want to do first, yeah, you guys aren't going to see this real well, so I'm going to go ahead and change over to the friction pen, okay? And I'll do that on the next one. So now what I want to do is I want to come to the center here, and I'm going to go ahead and get that back. And this time I'm going to come up and down and end up right in the center, okay? So here we go. This is kind of a pointy one, and it's okay. You can do it any way you want. So there we go. Now I'm in the center. I'm going to get one of my mini crosshair or Spin E Fex. I'm going to use the Spin E Fex 8 on this. And I'm going to do the 5 rotation or the 6 rotations. I love these pointy ones. I really do. I don't know why they appeal to me so much, but there's just something about them. I love seeing the designs that they make. Okay, and of course, it's going to make a little different design if you use an 8-point or a 5-point, because when you get the mini crosshair rulers, they come in a pack of 3. There we go. Oh, there it is. Thought I lost it there for a second. Now, what you could have done too, what I could have done is I could have gone ahead and drawn one of my crosshairs to where I ended up down here. And we'll do that a little bit so you can see what I'm talking about. That way you don't end up with any stitching running through your motif. But if you do, that's okay too. It's perfectly all right. And we're going to put one more in here. There we go. And back down. And now we've hit the center. Okay, I know I've called this falling leaves, but what I really forgot to mention on purpose is that we're doing falling snowflakes along with it, because up here that happens. We end up losing leaves and getting snow all at the same time. So now what I think I want to do is I want to come down and maybe back up. But I'm going to show you something that I'm going to try. And we're going to see just, let's do the big one. Why not? And this is totally arbitrary. Like I said, it's not something that I planned. Okay, here we go. We're going to come down and around here. I'm going to stop here and I'm going to twist my template. And actually, I think I might even switch it over to the other side. Okay. I'm going to stop right there. I'm going to get my lead and I'm going to flip it over this time. I think I flipped it, did I? Yeah, okay. And I'm going to start it from this point instead. Remember, we have stable tape on both sides of our template so we can flip it over. There we go. Nice and easy around these big spikes. I call them spikes. They're not really, but for lack of something better to call it. These are such pretty leaves. And there's other leaf templates that we can use as well. Okay. What I'm kind of doing here is I'm kind of going over to one edge, and then I'm going to show you how to come back. Okay, so there we go. I got that guy in there. So now what I want to do is I want to travel back up this one and come out in this direction. So let's see if I can remember how to do that. Which one? Okay, what I see is it's this one. And if I hold it here, you'll see that I'm going to get to about this point, and then I'm going to switch it over. So we're going to travel back. And you see, this is very easy to do. And when I first started drawing it out, I was worried about it being really difficult, but it really isn't. And I think what else I'm going to do here is I'm going to get out my edge-to-edge connector templates, and we're going to take a look at those. All right, let's see. Oh, Deb is here. I can see slow, small stitches, Deb. Yes, you can, because that's just the way I roll. Okay. Hi, Betty. Betty is here joining us from Oregon, and Virginia's here from Vancouver, British Columbia, Canada. So nice to see you, gals. Oh, I love this. We have 73 people in here. I think that's the most I've had. I thank you so much for coming in. It just means so much to me. Okay, so what I'm going to do here is I'm going to stop and come off in this direction. Actually, not this time. I'm just going to come off this way. Okay. And what you're going to see is how we actually kind of had like a little, we had just like a little piece come off here to make it kind of look like it's a vine maybe. So now I'm going to come back and I'm going to do, if I've got enough room, I'm going to do another leaf up here. And the reason that I'm going to is because I don't want to have things lined up in a row where you can see. So I'm going to go ahead, put a leaf in here, and then I'm just going to kind of move it around and get it to a point that I think it looks good. And I'm going to go ahead and point it like the bottom of it in this direction. You'll see in this one, I have the bottom pointed in this direction, and I have it pointed in this direction on the first one. Whoops, you can't see what I'm doing here. Okay, so I have the bottom pointed in this direction. We want them to be cattywampus, and we want them to be all different orientations. The reason being is if you watch leaves fall, that's exactly what they look like when they come down. And we do want this to be really just kind of what things look like. Okay, let's see how we're doing. Well, good morning, Lorraine. And Big Odd is here from Tennessee. Love your name. Love your name. Um, Teacher is here from Brandon, Mississippi. So good to see you. And Lee says, I have this set of maple leaf templates, and you really do need to go slow with all the tiny bumps that's in them. Lee, you are so right. Anytime you've got a template that, to me, like I said, this is not a beginner template. I would call this a confident beginner. Okay. And it's because all these little bumps you're going over and over and over. And so you want to really just take your time. Now, someone mentioned too small stitches. I do make small stitches. And the reason that I do that, Deb, because Deb's the one who mentioned it, is because when you're going around curves like this, small stitches will look smoother. Okay. If you put bigger stitches in here, it's going to look kind of choppy. And we don't want that. We want smooth and cool and easy and just that kind of thing. Okay. So let's go ahead and I'm going to show you how we're going to travel on this one because we're going to come out from this area. I'm not sure if it'll be over here or if it'll be over here. I'll know when I get there. Remember, this is very organic, very arbitrary. You can put anything you want anywhere you want. And I think that's a good thing. Okay. And we may even come back in here after the fact and add a few things. You never know. Okay, here we go. So I'm going to go in this direction. Have you got a good view here? I need to move us back. Whoops, wrong way, Corrigan. Okay, let's go ahead and there we go. Like to make sure that I keep that focus up. Okay, here's what I'm talking about. This one you really do need to go over slow, right, Lee? And by going slow with small stitches, you see how beautifully curved that is? And here's another one. We don't want to fall off that cliff. Like I said, this would be just gorgeous if it was template with some really pretty fall fabric behind it. Oranges, reds, rusts, yellows. And there's got to be some green in there too. What we noticed today is some trees are actually void of leaves. Others are still green. So Mother Nature takes her time and does things randomly. And that's why when I was looking at the trees today and thinking about what we were going to do, I thought falling leaves, it just made sense to me. And you could put some of these leaves upside down too. They can just be anywhere you want. Now, okay, now I'm going to come around again. Trust the template, guys, because I want to trust my eyesight or I want to trust my hands. And if I do that, what's going to happen? I'm going to come off the edge of the template. I don't want to do that. I just want to travel on it. And I'm going to stop right about here. Okay, we're going to come out of here and we're going to come this way. So let me lift this up and get that out. Okay, I'm going to turn this around. I want you to get a good view of it. Okay, there we go. So here's the leaf I just put in. Here's the area I traveled over to get there. I've got a 40 weight thread in here. So traveling is going to make a difference in the weight of your thread. And when I say weight of your thread, I don't mean the thread that's coming through your needle here. I mean the thread that has been laid down on top of your fabric. And you're going to notice I've got a high contrast thread. I really want you to see all this stuff. If I were doing this on a quilt, I would probably use a lighter thread, a lighter as in color lighter, because first off, I don't want the traveling to stick out like a sore thumb. It's going to when you have a high contrast thread on plain fabric. If you have a thread that kind of blends more with your fabric, then this is not going to be an issue. This won't show. Okay, so I'm going to come over here and I'm going to make one of our loop-de-loops. It's been a while since I've done this, guys. I hope I do it right. Okay, I'm going to come here and I'm going to make the loop like this, and then I'm going to come back and come down. Okay, I had to do that because I wanted to make sure I was doing it right. Okay, here we go. We're going to come this way. We're going to stop, flip, and rotate when we get around to the top. Right there. Stop, flip, and we're going to rotate. And we can rotate to wherever we want to end up. Okay? So I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to go ahead and put a crosshair in here before I get to it. Okay? This is going to be a mini 8-point crosshair. And I'm going to put it right here. Oops. There we go. I love these little mini crosshair rulers. They come in so handy. I keep them in the container where I keep the supplies that I use often. For example, my starter set, my markers, things like that. Kind of. Well, Jan, hello. So good to see you tonight. Tonight's program. Okay, baseball's on at 7:06. Got it. And Susan has joined us from Park Ridge, Illinois. We have 3 Illinois people in tonight. Anna's here as well. Lisa's come from Sugar Land, Texas, and Joyce is here from Fairfield, California. Sorry, late. She was quilting a table topper. Lorraine is here. Good morning, Lorraine, from Burpengary, Queensland. I've never seen that name before, but I am so glad to have you here. Just so glad. Okay, so now what I want to do I want to come down and go over here to the center of my mini spin effects, or do I just want to come to a point where my mini spin effects will be? And we might come into it a little bit. That's not a big deal. If you don't want to, what you'll want to do then is you'll want to take your mini spin effects along with your stitching line disc and figure out how far in, well, this is going to be 1/4 of an inch, and where you want to end up. To me, that's not important. Like I said, this is very random. So I don't want to make things difficult. I want to make them very easy, and I didn't flip it. There we go. Flip and rotate. So I'm going to end up right about here where my line is. Okay, whoops. And you know what? If I don't put my foot down, that's going to be a real problem. Or I could come here and end up in the center. It's entirely up to you. So let's go ahead and do that. Right to the center. Okay, kind of cool. I like the little curly Q in there. And now I'm going to take my Spin E Fex number 1. I'm not going to do the spin effects like we normally do the spin effects on this one. I'm going to do this one just a little bit different. I'm going to pull it down. I'm going to line it up on my vertical line. I'll make sure you've got a good view of it. I'll pull you guys in a little bit. Whoops, wrong way, Corrigan. Hey, Deb, twice tonight. Okay, there we go. So now what I'm going to do, Jan, I'm sorry your finger's not working. I hope you get that fixed right in the very quickly. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go halfway up, stop, and come back. Now, what this is going to do is this is just going to add movement, okay? This isn't going to add any shape, special shape of any type, but it's going to add movement. And we're going to come back. And I twisted the template a little bit. No big deal. No big deal at all. And we're going to come up to the center and back down. Wait till your needle is in that fold down position before you move the template. That's how mistakes are made that need to be ripped out. And I don't know about you guys, but I don't like getting that seamer broke any more than I absolutely have to. Okay, we're going to turn it again. And again, we're just going to go in half of the template and travel back to the center. There we go. Got 2 more to do here. Up to the center, up the template, and back to the center of the design. And one more. And I'm going to go back to the center, and I'm going to move out of the center in another direction. Whoops. What did I do? There we go. Okay, something stuck there a little bit. No worries, we got it. Oh, I forgot one, guys. I forgot this one. I only did 7. This is an 8-point crosshair. Oh gosh. I can't math tonight. Oh, I did so much mathing today. Just kidding. Okay, off we go. Here's number 8. And back to center. And needle down. Okay, so like I said, this one to me is not anything specific. It just gives the whole thing a little motion. So now what you'll see is I'm heading back this way, right? And this, of course, is something you would go the full length or the full width, and then you would start coming back. It wouldn't be a square like I'm working on here. Well, good evening, Renee. Okay. Let's see what Renee's got a question for us. Annapolis, Maryland. What ruler set would you recommend for a complete beginner with a low shank machine? Renee, I would suggest that you get the starter sampler set. and then go to So Steady University, and there is a whole lot of videos on there that will show you exactly how to use them correctly and get you on your way to being a true ruler quilter. Okay, I hope that helps. And you also can, if you like, call So Steady, and they will help you choose the items that are pretty important to have when you first start. Okay, you're quite welcome, Renee. Welcome to ruler quilting. All right. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to get my wave or my back to back again. And I'm going to come out this way. And what I want to do is I want to curve around. So I'm going to come to this point and then I'm going to start moving it. And it should ideally curve around for me. We'll see how well that works. Okay. I may misinterpret this totally, but I think I've got it. Okay, so we're going to come up on a high point. When we get to that high point, I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to turn my back to back. And what that's going to do is it's going to turn the line so that it will be a nice, smooth transition here. And we're going to go a little further. And down we're going to go. And now I'm going to come off in this direction, stop here, and do another leaf. Okay. And all I got to do is find it. I got a whole pile of templates over here, guys. Okay. So the direction I want to go in this leaf this time is going to be like this. Okay. So you see, I'm filling up space is what I'm doing. All right. Okay. So here we go. Around the leaf again. Watch out for the cliff. Come down and around. Remember, maple leaves have a lot of pointy areas and they've got a lot of smooth areas. Now, you can do this for a summer look with different spin effects that look like flowers. The fall look, of course, with the falling leaves. You can also use your mini spin effects to make snowflakes with for a winter look. So there's really a whole lot of different things that we can do just using this basic idea of just putting things where it feels good at the time. Okay, I'm going to stop here. I've made my complete leaf. Whoops, there we go. And there it is. Now what I want to do is I want to continue this line. You see how beautiful this looks? I'm going to continue this line down and then back up. So I'm going to get that same way, back-to-back ruler, and we're going to come down. Whoops. Oh, I thought it was a dog under my feet, but it wasn't. Okay, so here we're going to come down. And now I'm going to start turning it again because I want to put something right in here. And we're going to come down a little more. And that looks just like the right spot. Okay, so you'll see I came down and then came back up a little bit. So let's go ahead. If you want, you do not have to put crosshairs in to do your mini spin effects. They are small enough that you should be able to run them without the crosshairs. I'm going to show you how I do that, okay? I am putting a 1.5 in here instead of a 2.5. So what I do is I'm just going to come here. I'm going to make my rotation. Stop in the center. Now I'm going to go straight across. I'm actually lining up this first rotation right here with my vertical center line. Okay. So let's make sure it didn't move. There we go. And here is my second rotation. Very nice. Now my third one, you've got this line, your horizontal line is going to run through the center of those first two rotations. And then again, I'm going to come all the way around. I'm going to make sure that I've lined myself up on the vertical and the horizontal. If you're off, go ahead and make a small adjustment. It's not the end of the world if you're not perfect. Okay, so there's 4 points. If we want to do 8, we can continue to go with this by splitting in half. Making sure that that center line is split in half. And now we're going to come here. So now what we have is we have the previous rotation to guide us. And again, if you have to do a little adjusting, do a little adjusting. You know, nature's not perfect, and neither am I. So I'm okay with small irregularities. And again, I'm going to just cut those in half. And around we're going to go. And one more, and we've got our little tiny 1.5 inch. And yeah, this one's going to be a little bit. I needed to do some adjusting on this one, and that's okay. Okay, now we'll go ahead and take the template off. Okay. Is that sweet or not? I love that. Okay, so now I'm putting this back in, whoops, in a position where I can see the space that I have to use up. Let's pull it back so you can see it too. So here's the space I still have, okay? And then what we're going to want to do is we're going to want to come down here so that we can move in that direction to make a second row. I think, where do I want to move? Do I want to move like this and make something here? I think I do. All right. So I'm going to get one of my edge-to-edge templates. I'm going to start off in this direction. And you see, I went right down the center between those rotations. There we go. And I'm going to just go a little bit further. And I'm going to stop right there. See how beautiful. These templates are so awesome. Okay. I know I'm showing you two different ways of doing things tonight, but not everybody has everything. So what I'm doing is I'm just kind of reinforcing that even if we don't have everything, we can definitely make do with what we've got. Okay, Virginia. Oh, Deb, yes. Okay, Deb. Okay, I'm just going back through the this is what a great group of people we have in here. Okay. Everybody is welcoming you to ruler work, Renee. I think that's absolutely fun, fantastic, and I love it. I do love it. Ronnie or Jan, I'm sorry, Jan, I am working with a whole bunch and I did not put the deal day 20 on because I am working with so many templates and because I'm really not here tonight. This is Danelle's night. So yeah, I didn't do that. Okay. Deb, Donnell McAdams' beginning ruler work video is her go-to refresher. And you know what? It is, Renee, a great place to start. Donnell's a great teacher. And Virginia, the name of the loop-de-loop is the edge-to-edge template set. Whoops, right there. That is this piece here. And it is this piece here. And this is our little loop-de-loop right up here on this one. So this template set is rather inexpensive. I think everybody should have it. It can be used in many different ways. It's very versatile. Okay, I hope that answers your question, Virginia. Okay, and can I list the templates I'm using tonight? Yes, I can. Okay, I will do that right now. Let me grab them all here. Make sure I've got everything. I am using first, and I will show it while I'm typing it out. DMQ Maple Leaf template set. Okay, I'm also using the back-to-back 1.5. And the back-to-backs are one of Kate's favorites, and they are so much fun. The edge-to-edge template set and mini crosshair rulers. Okay, so those are the ones that I'm using tonight. I told you I had a lot. Let's go back to work here, guys. Okay. All righty. So now that I'm here, my decision is what do I put there? Well, I've got all these leaves here and they're pretty small. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the next size leaf and put it in here. But what I want to explain is when we do a quilt, you have a lot more room to work, obviously, than I do here. So you may want to take larger templates than what I'm using. For example, you may want to take the larger leaves out. which are, um, let me see. We have 3-inch, 4-inch, 5-inch, and 6-inch. I'm using the 3-inch. I'm going to put the 4-inch on right now. It's going to fill up a lot of this space. If you have a big quilt, you may want to use all 4 of these templates. I think that would be gorgeous. I love the versatility and the visual appeal of using different size templates. I think really help to make it interesting. And then not only that, but you may want to use some regular spin effects. You can use your 3.5. I'm using a 1.5 and a 2.5. Okay, here's my 2.5 down here. This is the 1.5. This is the 2.5. So I've got things done really on a small scale. But you can do it on a much larger scale, and it's going to fill things up so much faster. Okay, so what I'm going to do here is I'm going to put one of the larger leaves, and here we go. And I'm going to put it in this orientation. I don't think we have one like this yet. Oh, I'm going to make it kind of fall. Nah, I'm not going to make it fall upside down, but you certainly can make it fall upside down. I think that would look very cute, very appropriate, because the leaves fall all different directions. That's why I'm not doing any of them. I'm not doing any of them straight on, although you certainly could. Um, and I'm certainly not doing them all in the exact same direction. This is called falling leaves, and they're all falling to the ground. And if you live around this area of the country or the East Coast, I'm sorry, what you're going to see is absolutely beautiful, spectacular fall colors. Although this year ours weren't that great. I think it's God's way of giving us something really beautiful before the drudgery of winter comes in. Although the snow is beautiful too, as far as I'm concerned. Okay, so here I am at the top, which is where I started. I don't want to finish there. I'm going to finish down here. So again, I'm going to use my template. I'm going to travel to the spot I want to be at. I do slow down a little when I'm traveling. Oops. As I make the big stitch there. But you'll see when you're traveling, that doesn't show. Okay, I'm going to stop right there. And there's my needle chunk. No, it's over here. Okay, there we go. So you'll see how much bigger this leaf is than this leaf. It is considerably larger, just by an inch. It makes a difference. Okay, so let's go ahead and take our edge to edge again. Let's make another loop-de-loop because they're fun. Okay, and I'm going to come here. And all the way around, stop, make sure that needle is all the way down. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take it out. I'm going to flip it and rotate. Flip and rotate. And what did I do wrong? Leave it to me. So I had it this way. Take it out. flip it and rotate it and put it back in. Okay, I'm all right. Okay, guys, here we go. Oh, this is going to be really small. There we go. But I want to come out this way. So I'm going to stop right there. And I'm going to go ahead and come out. Where are we going? There we are. I'm going to come out on this angle here. And as I go, I'm just going to go ahead and rotate this a little bit to give me my nice soft. And now we're going to start, we would start a third row going this way. Okay. So I'm not done yet. I'll bet you're wishing I was, right? So there are a couple of other things we could do just to make this a little more interesting. You see this up here where I left that kind of pointy area? What I'm going to do is I'm going to come in here and I'm going to take a look with my, and this is not one of those flip rotate things. I'm just going to come in here and I'm going to pull out maybe a branch, whatever you might, a vine. There we go. Pull up my thread. Whoops, I'm going to put my foot down first. And put my needle down. There we go. And do I want this one? Okay, if it's going to come that way, no, I don't really want this one. Do I want this one? Yeah, I do want that one. And I'm going to bring it up like this. There we go. Stop right there. And what you'll see is how this looks like a single line and this looks like it's coming off of it. Okay, so here I'm going to put another Spin E Fex there. And I think it'll be this one. And I think I will go backwards on Spin E Fex 8. Okay, so rather than starting at the bottom, I'm going to go ahead and start at the top. And again, I'm just going to use my template to figure out where I need to be. Okay, so there's my first one. Actually, let's do something kind of cool here. I'm going to make a flower that has seen better days. Go, and now I'm going to come in this direction. You know, quite honestly, this is how I play. I usually do it with pencil and paper because it's cheaper than fabric. There we go. Okay, we're going to stop here. And you would think I would be done, right? Well, not me. I'm going to do one more thing here on this one. All I need to do, there it is find the template that I want. And this is going to be Spin E Fex 1. And I'm going to use the 1.5 inch. And I'm not even going to do the whole thing. I'm just going to do part of it. on one side in that direction. And I'm going to do part of it on this side in this direction. Maybe I'll do two. Okay, there we go. And let's that up. And this is just a little flower that has seen better days and is getting ready to drop to the ground. Okay, so that's kind of what I had in mind for tonight. We just do things that, hi, Kim, hi. Um, Yes, yes, Monica. There are several different classes. So Renee, just look around, explore. Most of them are free. The beginner classes, most of them are free. I think there's a beginner bundle, and all the classes in there are free. Betty just ordered the mini 1.5 inch templates. Awesome. Lee loves the randomness of all these templates. And you know, Lee, that's exactly what I wanted to show you. You could take different templates and you can make an edge to edge design. You don't have to have a particular pattern to follow. You can just do it. I know you guys saw me do the edge to edge designs with what I did was I followed basically the embroidery of the Starry Night embroidery and made the embroidery into ruler work. That is a fun thing to do. And when you want to do that and you want to maybe use your templates, let's say from the Elevate Box 4, quarter 4, all you need to do is go ahead and download the lookbook, which is free, and you will get ideas in there that will spark things and get you saying, oh, what if I did this? Oh, what if I did that? You know, it's so awesome to be able to be creative. And when you get this all together and stand back and look at it and smile because you did something just beautiful. And I know you can do it. Betty has the mini crosshairs, and she said she can't wait to use the mini crosshair rulers. Awesome. Linda Lombardo, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Linda Shaw, my buddy, thank you too. You know, I really, really enjoy bringing these to you, and I hope you have close to as much fun as I do. I really do enjoy it. But what's even more important is I really appreciate the fact that you take a part of take a a time away from your day to sit with me and to do this. It really means a lot to me. And if you like what you see, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. And I'll be back tomorrow evening with the last Circles on Quilts spinning wheel. And this is number 36. And this should be somewhat familiar to you if you have the sampler starter set, which I think most everybody does. And then on Wednesday morning, we are going to look at the honeycomb. And what's interesting with the honeycomb, I have not used it that often. And I didn't realize that you can make so many different sized designs with it. So we're going to explore that a little bit. So until we meet again, thank you for being here and let's quilt.